Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So I just wanted to share something that's happening in my garden, because as I said, we are slowly entering into the winter season. This is the best season that I love, not because it's very cool, but a lot of my succulents love winters. My entire garden starts to get very colorful during winters. As you can see, these are few of my succulents that I have over here, and I wanted to show you this one. This one is quite an old succulent that I have, and you will be able to see it is slowly starting to change color from the crown area. And you will also see the anthocyanin pigment. I think this is the right time to show you a perfect example of what the anthocyanin pigment looks and how it starts to set in. You can see the lowest leaf. This one, you can see it's completely green in color. The anthocyanin pigment is not yet setting in, but here you can see this lines. It's a very faint line on the lower ones. You can see this is the pigment anthocyanin. They start coming in when the succulents are getting into dormancy. Now my succulents don't get into a strict dormancy, probably a little bit, but the pigments do start to come in because I offer a lot of direct sunlight. I also reduce the watering during winters. The sunlight is very good, around 5 to 6 hours. I might even probably increase it to 7 hours because it's winters. The sunlight is not very strong. Only after 12 noon it gets a little bit strong, and that's when they get indirect bright light. So reduced watering, a lot of direct sunlight, probably an extra hour of direct sunlight is starting to set in their anthocyanin pigments. It looks absolutely beautiful, especially the upper portion is starting to look absolutely beautiful. Now for a normal person this will look like a fantastic succulent, but for me, I am not very happy with the succulent because you can see because where the succulent is placed, probably it's not getting a lot of light at the back, so the succulent is kind of tilting forward, or it is kind of slanting towards the opposite side. It should not be like this. I mean, of course it looks absolutely beautiful, no complaints, but I'm a little bit of a critique when it comes to succulents. So I'm happy that it looks fantastic, but I'm not very happy because the succulent is not symmetrical. It is kind of leaning, as you can see in this position. You will be able to see it's a little bit slanting on to that side. It should not be like that. It should be more symmetrical, round and more compact. But I think as and when I start rotating the pot or start giving it a little bit more of light, it might happen to retract back and start looking a little bit more symmetrical. Now when I'm talking about symmetrical, this is what symmetry looks like. Perfect succulent, because this gets the direct sunlight until 11:30, and the sunlight is right on it, so it's not like bending towards the right or the left or front or back. It's in a perfect symmetry, and that's what I prefer my succulents to look like. It will take some time for it to start to settle in, but you can see now this succulent looked absolutely different when I initially got. I'll try to find a picture and put it on the screen. It looked very different, but over the years it has started to change, and now it looks completely different. If I have to give you another example of how succulents can change as per light, you can see this is a direct morning sunlight for 5 to 7 hours, because these are my black queen. They are black rose, Echeveria black rose, so they get a good amount of direct sunlight for around 5 to 7 hours. So you can see they look absolutely beautiful, whereas I have the same variety which is in indirect bright light. Even the morning sunlight, they don't get morning sunlight, they only get indirect bright light throughout the day until the sun sets. So you can see how much of difference your light can do. A lot of people tend to receive light like this, and that's why the succulents tend to look a little bit bland. I'm not saying that your succulents are ugly. Of course your succulents are absolutely beautiful if they are in healthy condition, if they are thriving. You do not need to be worried. Don't, as I've already said this earlier as well, don't compare your succulents to someone else. Probably you don't get that amount of light what the other person gets, and that's why the succulents tend to look a lot different when it comes to light. So you can see, even though they are in the same location, they are in the same place, the only difference is the light requirement. Gets only indirect light, gets good amount of indirect bright light as well as morning direct sunlight for around 5 to 7 hours. So you can see there is a mass difference between both of the succulents. Now of course both of the succulents are very healthy, it's just that the color is missing because they are not getting a good amount of light. So don't be worried if the colors are not coming up on your succulents. This is going to be mainly because of a less light or not getting a lot of light. Your succulents will only look colorful when there is a lot of light, when there is a lot of intensity in the light. Even if you are going to purchase a very brightly colored succulent from the seller or from the website, but if you don't receive that right amount of light, your succulents will start to change. They might either stretch or they might start to fade that color off. So light plays a very important role. Of course, the other things like your soil, the environment, the amount of watering, the balanced watering that you do, not too much, not too less, all of these things also matter a lot when you are growing succulents, and when you want to have them looking perfect with that beautiful color, light plays a very important role. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.